You don't live in a free world. You live in a world priced by illusions and shaped by the hidden meanings of things. Welcome to the Light of Joy. I'm your host, Abbas Salahshour, and today we dissect one of the most insidiously and dangerously misunderstood forces in modern life: commodity fetishism. Not just a Marxist relic, but an active daily trance that keeps us buying identities and losing ourselves in the process. We are going deep. We are not just talking about what we buy, we're uncovering why we buy, who benefits, and what part of ourselves dies each time we choose a brand over a being. It might be surprising to know that commodity fetishism is not simply an obsession with products, it's a spiritual amputation. In fact, when Marx spoke of the fetishism of commodities, he wasn't being poetic. He was exposing how capitalism hides the human labor, suffering, and stories behind objects, replacing them with a seductive lie that value comes from appearance, not effort. We no longer see the worker. We only see the item, polished, packaged, and priced. This fetish turns things into gods. It disconnects the buyer from the blood, time, and exhaustion embedded in every product. We swipe, tap, and pay, but what happens is that we're not just exchanging money. We are affirming a system that silences the human being behind every transaction. This is more than economics. This is ethical blindness and inconsideration. When a $2 shirt is bought without questioning who stitched it, under what condition, and at what emotional and physical cost, we become complicit in a global delusion. The market becomes a church, and we, its most devoted congregation. To break the spell, we must learn to see through the barcode and listen for the human cry it conceals. What needs to be kept in mind is that brands no longer sell products, they sell versions of you. Your iPhone doesn't just make calls, it makes a statement. Your sneakers aren't just shoes, they are social armor. What you buy becomes how you are perceived. But here's the trick: this perception is artificially constructed and insidiously addictive. Advertising today is not designed to inform, it's built to infect. It doesn't tell you what a product does, it tells you who you could be if you bought it. This manipulation doesn't stop at the checkout counter. It infects your speech, your posture, even your self-worth. And the worst part? You think it was your idea. This is the soul of commodity fetishism, the shift from having to being. You begin to see yourself not as a subject, but a collection of consumable traits like confidence, success, or rebellion, all conveniently packaged by Apple, Chanel, or Gucci. When your sense of identity depends on purchase, you no longer own your life. You rent it from corporations. I have seen an increasing number of people burning themselves out in the pursuit of progress and success, and it never feels enough. In fact, modernity promises fulfillment through accumulation. The idea is simple: if you buy more, you'll be more. But that promise is flawed and is broken by design. Commodity culture thrives on your dissatisfaction. Once you're happy, you stop consuming, and that's a threat to the machine. This is why every version is followed by a newer one. Why fashion recycles insecurity. Why even spiritual well-being is sold to you through $200 yoga pants. The system doesn't want you fulfilled. It wants you functionally dissatisfied. Enough to participate, but never enough to question the game. True progress doesn't lie in what you can afford. It lies in how clearly you can see through these illusions. And once you see it, the constant moving goalpost, the endless upgrades, the artificial scarcity, you begin to understand. The more you chase the marketed dream, the further you drift from your reality. Here's the dark reversal. As commodities are made to look more human, people are made to look more like commodities. We objectify people and personify things. Products. Products have character, but workers become invisible. Your shampoo bottle has a voice, but the child who assembled it has none. This reversal isn't accidental. It's essential. It's necessary. The system must blur the line to keep the machine running smoothly. The more you connect emotionally with things, the less you feel morally responsible for people. Your affection is hijacked, directed toward logos instead of logos. This doesn't just affect what we buy, it warps how we treat one another. When value is measured in marketability, people without aesthetic appeal or economic output become disposable. Commodity fetishism doesn't just reshape society, it reshapes empathy. It trains you to feel for objects more than for fellow beings. There is a way out, but it doesn't begin by outrageous comments or compulsive action. It begins with perception. The first step is learning to see again, to feel the weight of objects, to ask who made them, and to notice how you are being emotionally manipulated. It begins with slowing down, asking uncomfortable questions, and refuse to be anesthetized by convenience. We must also redistribute admiration, praise craftsmanship, not branding, seek value in origin, and authenticity, not outcome. Build your identity on what you believe and how you speak, not on what you wear or own. This is not an ascetic rejection of things. It's a joyful reclamation of meaning. And finally, speak. Speak clearly. Speak critically. The fight against fetishism isn't a call for minimalism, it's a call for awareness. Because real joy doesn't come from what you own, it comes from what you know and what you choose to no longer ignore. Keep in mind that you don't have to be an advertisement for your own disempowerment. You have to be your own hero. If this episode struck a nerve, good. That's the point. Share it, not to get likes, but to interrupt someone's trance. And if you're a podcaster, a philosopher, or a critical thinker hungry for truth over trend, let's talk. We are talking about something worthy of discussion. This is the Light of Joy. Let me know what you think of this episode in the comment section below. Stay safe.